Welcome back to Broken Electronics. I'm Lee, and I'm so glad that you could take the time to play your part in today's video. The last couple of videos that I've done have been kind of chaotic. I am very hopeful that today's video is going to be really straightforward, really simple, and will work well. What we've got here is the PowerMac G5 dual 2.3 gigahertz machine from late 2003. It currently has a mechanical hard drive in there with an installation of Leopard. What I am going to do is put an SSD in there. I will then clone the installation of Leopard onto this SSD, so this becomes the main boot drive, and then install macOS 10 Tiger on the spinning hard drive. You got all that? This should be pretty simple and straightforward, but then again, around here, I guess you never know. So, you want to find out? Please stay tuned. Okay, you've been seeing a lot of this sort of thing recently, so you know the drill. The hard drive that's currently installed is in the upper of the two bays. This is, of course, an OWC Mercury Electra 3G. Although we have discovered that you can, if you're careful, get less expensive hard drives that will work. I happen to have this, so we might as well use it. And I will admit, the process is a lot easier when you have this caddy here, as opposed to trying to get an SSD plugged in and not moving around. Okay, is that held into place? Yes, that is held into place. And that literally is all there is to it. So let's put the door back on and get this machine connected up and booted up. Stay tuned. Okay, we're in the process of booting up. For some reason, this machine does not chime. I don't really know why it doesn't chime, but oh well. So we should boot up to the Leopard desktop on the mechanical hard drive and get the initialized disk warning. There's the aurora and there's the warning. Initialize. Bring up disk utility. I wish modern macOS still did that. I really do. Okay. So we will erase this, give it the inventive name of Leopard SSD, and here we go. So we should see it momentarily mounting on the desktop. This utility generally does this very quickly, and there it is. Okay, so much for disk utility. And now, into our applications, and carbon copy cloner. This is going to take a long time, but I promise you I am not going to make you sit through it. Okay, so Leopard HDD to Leopard SSD. All right, and clone. I will need to authenticate. I actually typed my password right. All right, as I say, I'm not going to make you sit through this whole process. It's going to go for a while. But please stay tuned for the result. Well, I clearly know very little about computers. I zoomed in so that you'd be able to see here very, very clearly. This is the exact, excuse me, I gotta stop doing that. The exact same installation that I cloned over on the dual 2 gigahertz machine. That took 1 hour in 1 minute, 2 minutes, something like that. Okay. This took 47 minutes and 23 seconds. That's a really large distinction. Oops, let's get zoomed back. Now, yes, this is a dual 2.3 gigahertz as opposed to a dual 2.0, but honestly, I doubt that's making the difference. This machine does have 16 gigabytes of RAM. That one has 8, but honestly, 8 gigabytes is a lot for these machines. I'm wondering how much of it is the disk speed. I wish, looking back on it, that I had done both of these on the same machine. Okay, so we need now to boot into the newly cloned edition, and I will bring you back when we get to the desktop. Stay tuned. Well, okay, here we are back on the desktop. Let's look about this Mac, which tells us clearly that our startup disk is Leopard SSD. So that's right. All right, so we have one more task ahead of us here. I have just plugged in the FireWire disk of installers. This is not that's not the disk I meant at all. Stay tuned. All right, that's more like it. I've made FireWire installer disks twice. I did one with every version of macOS I could possibly think of. And then I did one that's actually more useful. It's got Leopard, OS 9, Panther, and Tiger on it. So we need to install Tiger. So we're going to go here, startup disk. Where do we get our examples here? Okay, install Tiger. And restart. Okay, I need to prepare to time this, just because I do things like that. Okay, stay tuned. Okay, from the chime, which it seems to have magically started doing again, 48.48 seconds. Not bad. These machines do tend to be slow loading up. Okay. So, before we do anything, we've got to go to disk utility here. The cursor gets so small it can be very, very hard to see. All right. So we get this 500 gig hard drive, which we're going to erase, and we will rename with the incredibly clever name of Tiger HDD. All right, let's erase it. Okay, and there, Tiger HDD has appeared. We can close out of disk utility. Continue, continue, agree. Tiger HDD, continue, customize. Printer drivers, we will enable only Lexmark since I have one of those. No additional fonts needed, no language translations, but we can take X11. All right. Now, we are going to time this from the moment I click install. And there it goes. Okay, this, it's on FireWire 800. This goes very, very quickly. So, I'll bring you back when we're just about done with the installation. Stay tuned. Well, we're at less than a minute. It's been a little over 3 minutes so far. And I'm going to keep timing till we get to that welcome video. And I shall keep you here with me to enjoy the splendor. All right. Any moment the screen should leap to life. He said, hopefully. There we go. And there's our Apple. We should be up and running soon. Come on. You can do it. All right. Boy, the anticipation can just kill you. Beach balling. Now we stop beach balling. And there it is. Okay, I'm trying to turn it down because it gets awfully loud. Oh, I'm sorry, I kept it running. It was more like 4:45, but it was very loud. But I miss welcome videos. It's you go through the length of time of installing the operating system. Not that bad with FireWire, but it's like a party at the end. All right, so. Okay. Skip the Apple ID because it never works. Now, just want to show you a trick here, then I'll give you a rest until we're back on the desktop. Here in the registration, if you hit Command Q, you can skip the registration because the registration is sort of crazy. Okay, I'm going to fill out the rest of this. Please stay tuned. All right, here we are mounting up. Showing us here the things that are on the computer, which is not much. Now, let's eject the FireWire drive and unplug it. All right, now at this point, what I've got to do, well, we should take a look here about this Mac. 10.4.6, so we have a bunch of software updates to do. There's our 16 gigabyte of RAM, and there's software updates coming in. Take a quick look here. Just like to look and see our graphics and displays. And this is the NVIDIA GeForce 6600. We're good there. All right. So we're going to install this to authenticate. Now, the first three, there's the combo installer. I may have just said this. The combo installer for 10.4.11, then 2009 security update, then a Safari update, then there's a bunch of Java updates. But I'm not going to make you sit through all of this, so please stay tuned. All right, we're nearing the end of the first reboot. Actually, it has to reboot itself twice when you're doing the combo updater. Which can be a little scary if you haven't remembered that, but now here we are. Yeah, the screen goes black and nothing happens for a few seconds, and you say, oh my God, it's destroyed, and then it chimes again and up it comes. All right. Software update again. It is a blessing that these updates are still available. it would be nice if it went a little faster. Actually, while we're waiting, go into Universal Access, enable Zoom, which is always handy, particularly when you're recording this way, and on the mouse, increase the cursor size so I don't keep losing it. All right. Now, more Java, X11 update, migration DVD CD sharing. That's interesting, the migration update there. A QuickTime update, and this is the big one, the security update from 2009. All right, so we'll install those. It will have to restart after this, so I got to authenticate again, but stay tuned. All right, round 2 is finished, so let's click software update again. And this should be the Safari update, along with probably another Java update. The number of Java updates is unbelievable. Okay. And yes, we have Java for macOS 10, 10.4, and Safari 4.1.3, which is at least marginally functional. All right, so I'm going to restart. We'll need to authenticate again, and yes, reboot. Stay tuned. Right, at least that boot up is pretty quick again. So yeah, once again, software update. And it's going to look for software. Now the nice thing here, the restarts are done. It'll find this software, which is more Java. Then it'll find more software and find more software. I won't have to keep restarting the machine every time. So it goes fairly quickly. Yeah, we are up to, at this point, yep, Java for macOS 10.4 release 6. All right, so we're going to install this. I think this goes on 3, maybe 4 of these, but I won't keep bringing you back for each and every one. We'll see when the entire updating is done. Stay tuned. All right, here we are on a fully updated Tiger desktop. Looking about this Mac, there you go, 12.4.11, and we do have the security updates that are all in there. So I could click software update again, nothing would happen. It's true, oftentimes if you do install a certain amount of software, you may get an occasional security update or an occasional software update that would pop up on you. But the major system updates are all done. Now, if we look in System Profiler, oh, that's right, this isn't set up to do that. Okay. Well, let's give me a second here. I thought I had enabled Zoom. I had enabled Zoom. There we go. Okay, yes. Power Mac G5 11,2, the dual core 2.3 gigahertz, 16 gigabytes of RAM. Pardon me for the dizzying effect of this. The NVIDIA GeForce 6600, but of particular importance to us here on serial ATA. That's our hard drive into which we are currently booted. And this is our 1 terabyte SSD. So we're here, we got it done. Hooray. I'll zoom back out. Now I've got some basic setting up to do. Sometimes I wonder why I bother. I hardly ever will boot a Power Mac G5 into Tiger, but I always set it up with programs and things just for the heck of it, I guess. All right, I shall be back with a couple of closing thoughts here. So please stay tuned. Well, if you've been watching my videos, you know that I very rarely, if ever, do outro clips like this. But I wanted to share with you a little bit of the behind-the-scenes craziness here at Broken Electronics. I was right. This was a very smooth process. Everything went exactly as expected, for the most part. Okay, I mixed up my FireWire drives, but what the heck. Everything was smooth. I was very pleased with it. I sat down to edit the video. Got about a third of the way through it and discovered that 3, 4 or so clips were just gone. In their place was this one fairly long clip showing the installation of Tiger and me not saying anything. So, I, of course, wanted to salvage the video. No YouTuber goes to the extent of making a video like this and only want to throw the whole thing out. So, what did I do? Well, of course, I reformatted the drive and started it again. Everything up through leaving Leopard on the SSD and booting into the Tiger installer was exactly the way I had initially shot it. I then formatted the drive again and reinstalled the whole thing again, believe it or not. But that's the video that you have just seen. I hope that you have enjoyed it. And it has, for me, become beer o'clock. So I will have libation while I edit, I guess. Well, anyway, be good to other people. Other people need it and deserve it, and so do you. So be good to yourselves. We'll make this world a better place. It isn't, so please take very, very good and careful care. So yeah, I am definitely going to do a video here in the coming weeks where I compare these two installations. They're identical installations, one on a mechanical hard drive and one on an SSD, to see if there is in fact a noticeable speed difference between the two. So I've got that. I've got some other G4 things in the works coming up, and maybe even something on a 2010 Mac Pro. Well, anyhow, until those things do come into being on the channel, this has been Broken Electronics.